Hello and welcome to BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark. Today, we're going to take a look at making a giant pothole. For whatever reason, that seems to be the thing to do in BeamNG lately. So the first thing you want to do is hit F11. That'll bring up the world editor. Then from there, you're going to choose the terrain editor, which is all the way on the right-hand side in your little icon bar there. Then the next thing you want to do is make sure you put the lower height option, and you'll notice that depending on the size, that is how big or small the circle is going to be on the map. Basically, that's the area of effect. And then you've got the power. Basically, the stronger the power, the faster that the ground is going to collapse. And you just hold your mouse button, and that's it. All of a sudden, the ground follows away. Now, don't worry about that. The center line looking like it's still up in the air. As you can see, as you let go of your mouse button, it'll actually collapse down as well. Then you want to grab the really smooth tool, and you want to drag your mouse around and smooth out your hole. Now, notice that I kind of overdid it there. I was doing that for demonstration purposes. So that's a decent pothole, but it's not a really deep one. So if you do the same thing I did, then you can simply grab that lower elevation tool and just keep on holding your mouse button down, and it will create a giant pit. And of course, you know, you can keep holding your mouse button down. Look at that. That's beautiful. Now, of course, after you're done with that, you can marvel at your creation. Look at that. And we're going to zip back here, back to our default truck in the game. And now we are just an average BeamNG Drive driver here on the East Coast USA, minding our own business, heading down the highway, driving on the wrong side of the road, actually not really caring where we're driving, and suddenly it looks like, wait a minute, there's a pothole. Oh, man. Well, we cleared the pothole, at least one side of it, grabbed it. We actually caught the back end of it, and it flipped us over. However, that's not really what we're here for, so if I just back up a little bit, by the way, I did that holding the insert key. Then we accelerate just enough to get us in the pothole, and oh, look at that. Things are looking up while you're all the way down. Just saying, you know, hey. All right, so one of the other questions I had was, okay, so if I make a giant pothole, then how do I add more to it? That is, how do I make it bigger? So that's easy. You just simply move the mouse toward the other side, or to one side or the other, basically just kind of scrubbing your mouse around. You'll notice that once again, this is getting bigger. And again, we can do, now here's the smooth tool. This is the old tool. You'll notice that it just starts to do some really, really weird stuff to the terrain. So I'm just going to do Control Z a couple of times until we get rid of some of these weird points that are up there, and go back to the really smooth tool, which does a much cleaner job of smoothing out the edges. Again, if you smooth too much, though, you will eventually pull that land back up again just because you've smoothed it out. But look at that. Now we've got a nice big hole. And the truck is just way too slow. I say we pull in a, I don't know, how about a Hilltop Sunburst? Pull that bad boy in here. And we are going to get around, flip a U-turn, and let's cruise on down here. Let's see what this looks like from the driver's seat. So we're heading down the highway. We see something doesn't look right, and oh, well, we managed to hit the front lip of the pothole, and it sent us up and over and flying. Because why not? Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. You gotta love BeamNG Drive, man. The stuff you can come up with. All right, so let's take this a little slower. How about at 60 something? Oh, and up and over. We still made it over, just going 60. You can see the back end of this is still That's remnants from using the regular smooth tool instead of the really smooth tool. But we'll just do this. All right, this time let's purposely fall into the pit. Seriously? Oh, okay. Just, can you not fall into the pit? Hi, giant pothole the size of Kansas, can't hit it. That is the story of my life. All right, so one of the other questions I had in addition to making it bigger is how do we put water into the pothole? So for that, we are going to come back over here. We're going to jump into the world editor. And this time, though, we're going to choose the river editor. And this is going to get a little funky. One thing is I would definitely change the depth so that it's a much thicker piece of water, for lack of a better description. The width, I don't know, you could make that bigger if you want to. But essentially what you can do is you're going to hold the Alt key and then the left mouse button, and you're going to see you're going to get this node. And you're going to click, continue to hold things down. And as you're holding the Alt button and dragging the mouse, then everywhere you click, it is going to make a point. When you're done, double click and it will stop making points. Now, I've got way too many points in here, and you'll notice that, see how things are a little weird. So what I can do, though, is I can grab one of these nodes, and you'll notice that it's got the arrows on it, so I can drag it a little sideways, so I can move it out, and I can reshape that water as I need to. It's still not perfect. All of those white spaces mean that that's where the river has overlapped on itself and created like a void. It's really kind of weird when you get in there. Ideally, you would just have a square, but you know, your mileage may vary and you can play with it however you want to. In the meantime, we're going to cruise on down the road with our sunburst once again, hitting over 100 miles an hour, but that's way too fast for what we're trying to do. We are trying to fall down, splash, into the water. And so you see how I'm like technically in the water, but it shows that I'm not in water and yet in water. That's because those parts were overlapping. I screwed up the nodes. Just when you get in there, you start playing with the nodes, then it'll make more sense as you practice and as you play with it. In the meantime, I say we just send this bad boy flying. Oh, once again catching that back lip, and especially since we messed around with that with the smooth tools, where I was trying to say that jagged edge just jumped up and grabbed us. Let's try this from the top down view. By the way, if you've not seen Top Down, that's a great movie about two guys in an airplane. Oh, wait, no, it's Top Gun. Top down, you hit number 7 on the keyboard, and that'll take you to the top-down camera, and whoosh, look at that, catching some air, slamming into the tree. And I have to tell you, if you've not played BeamNG from the top-down perspective, you're missing on a whole ton of fun. It's a whole different game. It's like retro gaming. You know, you're like GTA, top-down, old school, except it's completely in 3D. So cool. Anyhow, there you go. So, that is how you can make your own pothole, your own giant pothole in BeamNG Drive. By the way, if you don't want a giant deep pothole, then as you saw before, I made a pothole and then used the really smooth tool to bring it back up closer to the surface area. So you can play with that, and of course you could have multiple potholes in a row or just randomly scattered throughout the land, and you know, you can throw in the AI and have the AI drive around. Ooh, oh, there we go, up and over. Yes, look at that. The Widgeon survives and is drivable, no less. Well done from the Widgeon. I gotta give the Widgeon some major kudos for being able to survive the jump over the pothole, and then we, of course, send it flailing down into the abyss. All right. Let's see. I have an idea. I have no idea what this is going to do. What happens if I hit the pothole from this direction, since I've got that crazy little jut sticking up there? I want to see. I want to see what this does. I have a very, very bad feeling about this. Oh, look at that. That was actually beautiful. Just pretty much straight up in the air, up over the little jut and down into the pit. So let's try this with another vehicle. How about a drag Burnside? Let's just see. Oh, come on. Get control. Slam it down. Oops, we're a little off to the side. Ooh, that is ugly. Ugly. All right. Tell you what, we'll reset here. Let's see if we can get this bad boy flipped around. Come on. Oh, I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry. There we go. Crunch. And down into the water. Oh, man. This game, I love this game. And I know I've said that a lot of times in almost, in every video. That was harsh. Ouch, man. That was painful. That hurt me playing, watching, interacting. That hurt. That really hurt. There we go. Can we do a barrel roll? Oh, man, we would have, except that tree grabbed the back end. Look at this mess that we've got here. We are all bent up. We've got 3 wheels. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Come on. Catch yourself. Oh, we are out of control. Spinning, flailing. Oh, into a tree. Look at there. We look like one of those bad barn find videos. Hey, look what I found. An old 50s Burnside buried in the trees, man. We're going to restore it and then drive it at 100 miles an hour into a pit. Because it's BeamNG. All right. I went around. I chickened out. All right. I chickened out. Oh, my gosh. So, there you go. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video of learning how to make your own potholes in BeamNG Drive. And since I've got you on the line, since I've got you in the video, you might as well stick around for the building of the thumbnail. Not the building, but at least the screenshot that I'll probably use for the thumbnail. Look at that. Giant potholes. Build your own giant potholes. I was not expecting, when I let go of physics, that was going to be the end result. What did I think was going to be the end result? I have no idea. There's a lot of space that rattles around between my ears. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to Hero of God, GamerGull, and LosWilko for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you, as always, for watching. I appreciate it so much. Got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. And we'll see you next time on BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark. Have a great day.